Okay, so this is a culminating activity for the life science unit. This is going to be a poster about life science around me. So your project and your task is to take photographs of life science around you. This means use photographs about what's in your house, use photographs about what's in your backyard, try to take photographs, or if you can't take any, find some online about where you're from, the state you're in, the city you're in, and then include, if you can, pictures of your parents with a picture of you, because this ties into our genetics and heredity portion of the unit. So, as you can see, there aren't any captions on the pictures, and there aren't any titles, and this is because I don't want to give you guys too much ideas. I want you to be creative. So here, this is plain. I will be discussing what the sections are about, but when you create this on your own, I want you to do it however you please. This is just, again, an idea. Okay, so I'm gonna start off at the center. Okay, so what did I do? I put a picture of me when I was around 9 years old, or 10. So here's a picture of me, here's a picture of my mother, and here's a picture of my father. In these photos, they are older because they are more recent, but here you can see where I've got my genes, who I inherited them from, what I got. The pictures are kind of blurry, but you'll be able to see them better in person. Okay, and then you can see to the left, to the right, and down in the center on below my picture, you can see some pictures that I took of cells. Okay, so this ties with our cells portion of the unit. And though it doesn't go over the different, you can't see the organelles, you can see that there's different types because we have that hundreds of cells. So these are just 3 that pertain to me, not necessarily mine, but these are the types of cells that we have in our body. Okay, now after that, I'll move down. This is the ecosystems portion. I want you to put pictures of ecosystems. So as you can see, this is right here a picture of an ecosystem. This is actually a Mediterranean ecosystem here in California. This is a beach ecosystem, and this is me at the beach, how I am interacting with the ecosystem. And in this photo right here, you can actually see birds eating food from the sand, and so that's how they interact with their ecosystem. In this photo right here, you're looking at a water treatment facility, and this is just to show how our ecosystem and the way we interact with it are really go hand in hand. It is very important. It is everywhere. Okay, so that's just an idea on what you can do for ecosystems. Now, to the right of the poster, I have a picture of food, and you can barely see it, but the point of this is to show that I am using natural gas to cook the food. Then you can see a car. I use petroleum, which is a natural resource that we use to power our cars. And this is important because it ties into our ecosystem, how we derive our sources from the natural world, and this is how we interact with the natural world and the abiotic factors that are part of it. This is all part of ecosystems in my home, okay? And in these ecosystems, the ecosystems or ecological aspects of my home include that I have a fish tank, so a tiny ecosystem in a fish tank. I have birds, and I have my pets. I have a lizard, a chihuahua, a cat with her kittens. Not only does this fall under ecosystems, but it falls under anatomy, because each organism has a different structure and form. Fish have a structure and form. Lizards have a unique structure. Dogs, cats, birds, everything has a unique structure. So this is anatomy. This is also highlighting heredity, because here we have kittens with their mother cat. And you can see the different variations of genes that she passed on to her kittens. All right, now for the portion on the left hand side, and you can see this is the portion that is way more bulky, or not bulky, but has a lot more content. And this is because this is about ecosystems in my neighborhood, in my yard, in the environment that I live in. So these are things that are not necessarily the ecosystem, what lives in my ecosystem and how they are interacting with their environment. And under here, you can also do classification and locate kingdoms. So here we have some June bugs, typical of the summer on my fig tree. They love to eat figs. So every summer, we have June bugs come and eat our figs off the tree. Here we have a cricket. It's at night. A grasshopper, and it's interacting. It's feeding off of, or just resting on the zinnia, a flower that is part of a kingdom, just like the insect is part of another kingdom. Here you could barely see it right here, but that right there is a yellow warbler, I believe, and it is also hanging out in my fig tree. And behind that fig tree, you can see a pine tree. So we have different trees in my environment. Here we have an image of a symbiotic relationship. You can't see it right here, but there's a ladybug and a butterfly on the same plant. Either they compete for it, most likely they compete for it, right? So that's something to take into consideration. Try to hit everything that you can, everything that was in the unit, try to incorporate that into your images. So as you can see, I have right here different animals from different organisms that belong to different kingdoms. Most of them are Animalia, some of them are Plantae. Don't really have much fungi or protist or any of that. But if you actually look right here, there's a ton of mold on these plants, and that is a type of fungi. So this is just an idea. Hopefully this is helpful. I want you to be creative. I want you to actually put captions under their pictures, not on every single picture, and it doesn't have to be this many pictures either. A couple pictures, maybe 5 per section, however you feel. And I want you to have headings. So like in this section right here, put life science at my house. Right here, life science in my neighborhood. Life science around me as the title. And that's basically it. I hope you have fun with this, and hopefully this has been a good example. Okay, see ya.